Studio Shaft, I gotta give credit where credit's due. You guys have impressed me. You honest to God really impressed me with episode 5. Damn. I'm not gonna lie. Madoka Magica, Magia record, it had some hiccups, especially with episode 2. Okay? But this last episode, Magia record's looking on point. Not gonna lie. Magia record is looking very on point, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, welcome to the show. My name is DT. I'm an anime reactor / reviewer, and I know I've been a bit lazy with reviewing the past 4 episodes, but I just got through episode 5, so this is a bit of a multi-episodal review of Madoka Magica Magia Record, episodes 1 through 5. So, let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. It's so abusive, man. Wow. And alright, so let me just say this off the bat. Studio Shaft, you managed to work your magic on this one. Alright? You really did well. I'm not gonna lie. You did really, really well, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. When I heard that at first that this thing was going to be based off of a mobile game, I was a little worried that it was going to be a bit of a cash out, sell out sort of deal. Like, we got to pull a Fate Go here and try to sell out here, you know? I'm not calling Fate a sellout by any means whatsoever. I'm just saying that it just felt like they were trying to milk this thing for what it's worth. But honest to God, I am impressed. I really am impressed. Episode 1 managed to distinguish itself from the rest of the series of Madoka Magica, and the reason it was able to do so was it was a new story. It wasn't trying to compare itself to the old stuff. It was a different story in a sense, where Madoka Magica was more of a correction / time travel story. This was more of a mystery. And I absolutely loved episode 1 because it was able to introduce us to a whole new set of magical girls without, being so rushed in a sense. It was really great. The animation was on par to the original series itself. I would say it was pretty good in terms of animation and art quality, and it still retained the magic of the old series, but brought something new to the table, which was the mystery elements, and these new characters with different personalities, especially Iroha. Iroha herself is a very lovable character. I mean, honest to God, she's interesting. She's just trying to find her sister, which is an absolutely great motive. And we're introduced also to the character of Yachio in that episode. Well, I believe it was episode 1 that we were introduced to Yachio, and I absolutely fell in love with her right there and then, not gonna lie. But overall, episode 1 was fantastic because it was able to bring in the old guard and the new blood and just unite them under one house, one series, which was Magia Record, and I absolutely love it. Fan-fucking-tastic, to be honest. Really good stuff. Episode 2 was a bit of a hiccup. It was a bit of a hiccup because they were trying to cram so much shit into one singular episode. Personally, I felt as though that its pacing was a bit rushed. It could have used some work there, That was its main problem, was the pacing. At first, I didn't really like the new characters that they introduced us to, which was Momoko, Rena, and Kaeda. It took me a while to learn their names because of the fact that they weren't made as relevant, which is disappointing. I actually wanted to know more about these magical girls, but they shoved their backstories into our face like it was just like it was nothing. Like they didn't make us feel for these characters or get to know these characters on a one-by-one basis, which I personally feel would have been more beneficial to us as an audience. But then again, it introduced us to a new concept of what's going on with all these rumors and whatnot. That was the starting point of the whole entire rumor storyline that we're being introduced to right here in Kamihama City. So it introduced us to that. We got to know Rena more, and she was kind of interesting, to be honest. She was interesting because maybe she got more development in episode 2, but overall, episode 2 was a bit of a hiccup. Then we get on to episode 3. Episode 3 was a big time payoff, to be honest. That was good. episode 3 was a good payoff in my opinion, you know? Honestly, we saw these rumors, we saw what the hell they're doing, we don't exactly know the precise origin of these rumors or how they come into being, which is quite fascinating. So they give us a little bit of a taste of these rumor creatures, which is kind of cool, and I absolutely love it. I dig it. It's dope. It's interesting, honestly. I absolutely love it. Now, we are also introduced further into Yachiyo and what she's like, which is pretty cool. She's really awesome in my honest opinion. I absolutely love her as a character. And, you know, we just, like, we're only getting bits and pieces of her, which is kind of fascinating. It makes me want to know more about her as a character. And we also got more development with Rena. Rena's development was quite well done. In this singular episode, it was really well done. We got to see that she really hated herself internally. That's why she expresses such anger towards others. And it's quite interesting. I actually like that, you know? It's pretty cool that she's, like, you know, angry at others because she's really angry at herself. She suffers from, what's the term? I don't think it's, I think she suffers from anxiety, so to speak. Maybe anxiety is the correct term. But I love that because it ties with her character ability of constantly changing into other people. And it's interesting because she wants to be somebody else, but she has to deal with herself at the end of the day. I love this about Rena, and episode 3 was fantastic because of this fact. Rena's development was freaking amazing. Now, episode 4 was pretty well done. I will say episode 4 was pretty well done. I forgot to mention for episode 3 something else, but to be honest, if I said that, I can't really talk about it because it's somewhat of a spoiler. I'm going to say that off the bat. That's going to be a spoiler if I bring out the big thing about episode 3, which I will say is fantastic, okay? But I don't want to spoil people. So we're going to move on to episode 4. Do pardon me for that, but episode 4 was brilliant in its setup. We were introduced to Saruna, and personally, they were starting to get better, I think. Studio Chef was getting better on its character introductions and character developments, and I absolutely love that, to be honest. Saruna as a character, we saw her for who she was. She was just super, like, cheerful. She was nice. She was the magical girl that you would love to hang out with. And honest to God, I like Saruna. You know, she was just introduced in such a great way, and we began to see her personality. It also set up more development on Yachiyo's past. And at the end of the episode, we're more intrigued on what the fuck is going on with Yachiyo. Honest to God, I absolutely love it. We also saw the difference in between Yachiyo and Iroha, with Yachiyo being more of an adult, in a sense, because of the fact that, like, you know, she's actually almost fully grown. She's 19 in the series, from what I recall. So I absolutely love that. You know, she's like, you know, we begin to see the difference in worlds between Iroha and Yachiyo, where Iroha doesn't have to worry about adult life. Yachiyo constantly has to worry about that shit, which is intriguing, interesting, and I absolutely like it. Episode 4 was a good setup episode. It delivered on its job. That's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to set up episode 5. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, episode 5, wow. Wow. Holy shit, guys. I'm just going to say this off the bat, but episode 5, I will say this. Episode 5 wasn't a big payoff. It wasn't a big payload, but that was intentional. It was enough to get our palates wet, especially the end scenes. Holy shit. We got more development on Iroha and her relationship with Yui, which was fan-fucking-tastic. I'm always up for that. But we also got us more intrigued onto the mystery of what is going on in Kamihama City. You know, really interesting. I love that. It was great. The relationship between Yui and Iroha was further developed. And also, we got a little bit of a peek into the psychology of Yachiyo. We saw Yachiyo's not exactly all in the head, man. She's pretty fucked up right now. Like, she is very fucked up. Like, you know, she's obviously guilt-ridden by the death of a certain comrade. I'm not going to reveal this comrade's name. for the sake of things. You know, I'm trying to keep the spoiler free and whatnot. But honest to God, we saw her break down in this episode, which I absolutely loved. I love that. When you take a character that seems so strong and resilient and you have them just broken right in front of your eyes. That's what's freaking amazing. And we also saw Iroha shine in regards to the fact that she was willing to sacrifice for Yachio. It shows how selfless Iroha is. I almost said Yachio, but pardon me on that. Iroha is just selfless, man. She is absolutely selfless. You know, she was willing to become to become a witch just to save Yachio. And speaking of which, pun intended. Oh my god, man. There's this one scene. If you haven't seen the episode yet, I'm sorry. You gotta see it now. I mean, I'm trying to avoid spoilers here, but shit. Oh my god, man. Holy shit. They got us intrigued about one little thing. And that is the fact that magical girls can become, spoiler alert, skip this shit right now if you haven't seen episode 5, but magical girls can fucking become partial witches. Holy shit. Okay? Partial witches, half witches, whatever you want to call them, okay? Just shit. Holy shit. Yachio, man. I mean, what are we up against here? I mean, you tell me, girl, what are we up against? So we've got these rumor creatures, and now we have a new species of witch that is half witch and half magical girl. How insane is that? If you told me this like years ago, I wouldn't believe it. Oh my god. Cause holy shit, man, this is some real crazy ass shit, to be honest. I mean, damn. I'm not gonna lie when I say this, but I'm intrigued. I really am. What's the deal with these half witches? You know, like, they're able to tap into the abilities of a witch without going complete witch. That's what's intriguing. That is interesting. That gets me speculating and theorizing all the way towards the fact that this might have something to do with Sayaka. In all honesty, this might have something to do with Sayaka Miki. I swear to God, it might have something to do with Sayaka Miki in Rebellion, to be honest. Sounds crazy, but when you think about it, it's not so crazy after all. Because Sayaka Miki is able to manipulate her own witch, which is pretty cool, to be honest. But yeah, it gets me speculating what the hell is going on here. And apparently, it's not just one person who's able to do this, it's two. It's two, because of that end fucking credit scene. Holy shit, that was fucking dope as hell. Honest to God, episode 5 was a perfect payoff. It wasn't enough to blow us away completely to smithereens, but it was pretty good for what it did. It was just like, we're going to give you an appetizer before we give you your entree. We're not quite at the main course, ladies and gentlemen, and I am intrigued as to what might be the main course, but overall, holy shit, these past 5 episodes, damn, that was good. Those 5 are great. Episode 5 was a good payoff. It makes me wonder what they're going to do in the future, and hopefully they're able to up that payoff even further. But I got to admit, Studio Shaft, Magia record, at first 5 episodes, you know, I got to give it a 5 out of 5. Well, no, maybe 4 out of 5, actually. Let's say 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5, because episode 2 was a bit of a hiccup. 4.5 out of 5 is my final rating. For these past 5 episodes, every single one of them, really great. And yeah, this is my first ever review on this channel, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is DT signing out. See ya.
Hey, does anyone else think that Momoko looks exactly like Fu from Yuki Yuna as a Hero?